What is up, Jet fans? What's up, YouTube? Happy to be back with you for another positional overview, positional breakdown, and today we're going to talk about the safety position. So let's get started in just a minute, but before we do that, if you like the content, like and subscribe. Leave some comments down there. I love hearing what you guys have to say and discussing the Jets with you guys and what your opinions are on different topics. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when my next video gets launched. And we are in the 80s right now in terms of subscribers, trying to hit that 100 mark as quickly as we can. So here we go. Let's run down the safeties. We have 8 safeties on the roster. I'm actually pretty surprised how many safeties we have. I didn't realize there were 8 on the roster. But here we go. Jason Pinnock, Tony Adams, Ashton Davis, LaMarcus Joyner, Javonte Mofat, Kai Nakua, Will Parks, Elijah Riley, and Jordan Whitehead. This is another position group I'm going to say I feel is pretty straightforward. The 4 that are going to make the roster are pretty obvious to me. Ashton Davis, LaMarcus Joyner, obviously Jordan Whitehead, and Jason Pinnock. Jordan Whitehead is an obvious lock as a starter. And then I think they're going to give Jason Pinnock every opportunity possible to win that starting job opposite him. And I think LaMarcus Joyner is kind of a guy that could step in if Pinnock doesn't live up to expectations in training camp, or if there is an injury. And I think it would actually be a really great addition as a third safety. LaMarcus Joyner, Jordan Whitehead, and Jason Pinnock when they play 3 safety looks. I think Ashton Davis has got his first full off season healthy, second year in this system, his third year in the league. I think this is really a make or break season for him, but I do think he has the quality to show that he will be the 4th safety on this roster. I do expect there could be a role for him, especially if there's an injury. Bringing him in as a third safety, he could also play a little bit of slot, or big slot, whatever you want to kind of call that. The guys that play slot as safeties, against certain teams, there may be certain schemes or certain teams that he fits really well against. And then the other guys, I really think Will Parks, Elijah Riley, and Kai Nakua are the 3 that are going to be battling it out for a practice squad position. I did like what Elijah Riley gave you last year, late in the season when he got on the roster, and I believe he even started a couple games last year. He did show that he's got some talent there and there's some potential there. So I would really like seeing him as the guy, as the safety they keep on the practice squad or signed to the practice squad. But I think him, Will Parks, and Kai Nakua are kind of the 3 that would be, the best options if they clear waivers to make it onto the practice squad. So, but I do think Jason Pinnock, getting back to the starters, is going to win that starting spot. LaMarcus Joyner is coming off injury. He does have the experience, but Pinnock, he didn't play too many games last year, but he started the last 4 or 5 games of the season. He looked the part. He looked awesome. He was one of the top-ranked safeties in the entire league at the end of the season in those 5 weeks. And I'm really excited for what he could bring to this team. This is the first off-season where he's going into training camp as a safety. He was a cornerback and drafted as a cornerback last year. So, it does take some time sometimes for these guys to make, a position change. And I think last year he did a tremendous job of that. I mean, considering he was ranked one of the top safeties in the league at the end of the, the last few weeks of the season, coming from cornerback and training camp and through the beginning of the season, that's amazing. You know what I mean? So I really do think he could make a huge jump this year, and I think he could be like the steal of last year's draft, to be honest with you. When things are all said and done, when you look back at this, the last year's draft class, the 2021 Jets draft class, down the road in 2 or 3 years, when we can really evaluate these guys a little bit more after they have a few seasons under their belt. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd love to hear what your opinion is on who's going to be starting opposite Jordan Whitehead at free safety. And, you know, if you think somebody else might push, you know, Ashton Davis for this fourth safety spot, or maybe even if they carry 5 safeties, I think that's highly unlikely, but, you know, I don't know exactly what's going on in Saleh's head right now. But let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.